part of it. Cool. So where are you at? Where can I help you? How can I help you achieve an online paid community, get to 100K a month? I haven't done 100K a month myself yet, but I want everyone in my group to get there.
What have you done so far? What have you kind of created?
Well, I have a group with, let's see, I guess 89 real people
Mm,
um in it. And so no spam accounts. So I'm building this, but I'm going slow to go fast.
that's
I've
good.
generated almost $2,000 through Skool so far, and I would have gotten double that or 10 times that had I just gotten out of my own way a year ago. So, yeah.
You're doing like a couple of grand a month, something like that. Is it around about that
Not
time?
yet, not yet with Skool, but almost. I'm getting closer there. I kind of doubled from last month, and I'm almost to 1,000 through Skool. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. So I think I spoke with my coach yesterday about what I'm creating, and it's called Around the Fire. And the vision for it is that I'm a coach right now, and I work with men, and my offering's been very premium, so like 10 grand one-to-one coaching, and I've been doing um, working with like high level people like pro fighters, TED speakers, authors, to like those people that have made the jump a little bit, like speakers and so on and so forth, but then also professionals like directors, managers, founders. So it's kind of like the people that want to build the bridge and people that have kind of jumped a little bit. And over the years and recently, what I've recognized with men specifically is that there's a number of things which is like a deeper connection and a deeper purpose. That seems to be a big thing, and craving like a togetherness and a more kind of sense of purpose. That's been a big kind of thing. And they're in two camps. These men that I work with already. They're either in I'm really successful, but something's missing, but I don't know what it is. And there's a next level for me in my life, and how do I get there? So the group is going to be called Around the Fire. And what it is it's going to be me facilitating, not like kind of how I traditionally facilitate coaching sessions, but like a facilitated, deep, profound, transformative discussion every week with guys who want to feel more connected, a sense of belonging, so on and so forth. So that's what it's gonna be called Around the Fire, and that's the nature of it.
I love that.
Uh,
Yeah. And what I really like about that is you already know exactly who you're targeting. Uh, Many people would be, if they knew that, they could go from 0 to 1,000 a month or 10,000 a month very, very quickly.
yeah,
And that's sort of what, Alex Hormozi and this book is all just written about getting specific on who you're actually helping. So I think that's really great.
yeah.
So are you sold on using Skool for this delivery?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
can I so my what I've worked out is obviously one-to-one coaching takes a lot of energy and time, right? But with my skills now, I want to be able to make a bigger impact with people. So the school was going to be like a lower investment and then be able to serve to deliver value and serve. And then the school was going to segue to um, like actually around the fires where people come into cold nature and go around the fires and then kind of like in-person events and stuff. And then obviously one-to-one and corporate work would come off the back. But that's essentially it's my bridge into the other world that it's very challenging to access through Facebook groups and so on. So I am sold on my on Skool is the one. I'm not just sold, but I'm excited because I've been trying to work this out for quite some time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I think it's really great. And also you end up having customers that are more in tune with the way you do things, and
Yeah,
they want to, end up you're developing them into being the best customer they possibly can be for your coaching specifically.
yeah, it's exactly what my coach said yesterday. Is he said that you're going to build longevity with the relationship because a small investment and they're with you for a long period of time. They might come on a course or an online thing, or if you create some guided meditations or whatever, they might buy that. And the longevity in the relationship is a lot more sustainable than just like selling high ticket stuff, you know.
Yeah.
When it's all about breakthrough this, breakthrough that, it becomes a lot of energy. Whereas, like, you know, a deeper kind of coaching discussions are more sustainable, you know, over time.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'm very much trying to do is keep it as simple as the Skool Games or the Skool community. Like I, this video right here, very, very well done. 15 minutes, but it feels like you're getting an hour worth of information.
Yeah.
So for my groups, I'm literally just trying to copy this. I'm not trying to
Mhm.
think or anything. I'm just copying what he said, what he did with this Notion guide. Um, and then there's another Notion guide. So this Notion guide has his affiliate link. So making money is important. And it also has his school group right there. So
Great.
this is, yeah, this is what I'm, and the you know, putting as much effort as he did into this video in terms of like how he presented it and how he talked about it. He never said like I'm saying right now. He every word he said was delivered very well. So that's kind of just been my focus, is doing this as best as I can, doing this kind of video.
Mm.
Hello, fellow consultants. My name's Andrew Kirby, and I'm making these videos.
Because he's made $1 million. And then he just traveled the world and felt lost. And then he went back and made more money, $100,000 in, I don't know, 10 days, I think.
Wow.
So I'm not trying to invent anything anymore. That was the biggest thing. I was trying to invent things before, and now I'm just no longer trying to invent, especially how he opened it with saying, "Hello, fellow consultants. I'm excited about this new opportunity." It sounds so funny, but that's why it works.
Yeah, it's really interesting you say that because you posted something earlier about simplicity. And, you know, and I think I'm interested now in like not having to sell my group, but just share the vision of what I see possible. Because ultimately, when I share that vision, like I've got a one-to-one client I spoke to earlier, and I just shared the vision. He was like, "Okay, I'm in." Like, okay,
Yeah.
like just sharing the vision with people is what inspires them. Because then once the group's built, I've got loads of amazing contacts. I've got so much knowledge for the last 10 years of coaching and in that world, and I've got an experience in training and development. So I can create loads of videos, loads of guided meditation. So once the group's set, I've no problem delivering the value into the group because I've got that
Yeah.
experience. It's just obviously I'm going to probably learn a lot building the group. You know, I'm
Yeah.
going to learn a lot of, um, I learn a lot. So that's kind of where I'm at with it really. But excited and it's not even about doing the work. It's just like that's the direction I'm going in now. I
Yeah.
feel my gut's like my intuition saying that's the direction, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And what's very interesting and fun with Skool is it's simple. It's laid out so simple that really the only thing you have to focus on is just doing good copywriting and creating good copy in your videos. And in terms of good copywriting, it's how does everything connect? So this like level 5 or level 3 or whatever, the levels you can make up levels, you know, and unlocks and stuff as much as you want. But the key point is connecting this with your about page, so that way people know, and I haven't done this yet, but people see this about page and they see down here it will say like unlocked at level 5, you get something, or unlocked at level 3, you get something. Because the biggest thing is getting someone to use Skool a lot. And it's not necessarily about how much content you have in your classroom tab. It's about getting them comfortable using it like second nature, because then it makes your job of delivering the content a lot easier. So, did you ever play Pokemon
I don't think what I did. I never played Pokemon. Um,
or any kind of games?
yeah, I did play. My first console was in Nintendo Mario.
Okay,
That's proper old. I'm like
yeah.
41, so my first
So,
one was like Nintendo.
yeah. So, the biggest thing that like the gamification levels are actually, I neglected this for a long time.
So Call of Duty, like you can only get the next weapon when you proficiency. You can only get the
Yep.
next site when you unlock the proficiency. So
And you know
that's
what's funny is like that has no real world value.
no, but it's exciting. You're like, yes, I
Yeah,
actually get an advantage.
exactly.
Just now I've got an iron sights and then I get a laser sight. It's a completely different experience, right?
Yep, exactly. So what I helped someone with last night was saying, okay, at level 5, they can unlock a series of book summaries because the person I was helping, she reads a lot of these books, and that would be valuable for her audience, is if it was a series of videos laid out just like this, or just like this, and it unlocked at level 5, right? But the thing
And can
is
you
with
you set
Skool,
that the unlocking? Sorry.
so yeah, you can set that within Skool. It's very easy to set it up. You just you go here, you go here, and you go here to the settings. Whoops. Edit course, and then members of a certain level, and then you can change
Okay.
it to whatever level you want.
And then they
Yeah,
get to that level through progressing through the other stuff. So, for instance, if it was like you know that if they've got to level that course, they've progressed through the other training. So it promotes them to take responsibility for their own personal development, basically.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
and to really communicate that, level 4 is 65 points. You can't change these levels, the amount of points required, which
So
is
they're
very good.
preset.
Yeah, it's preset and it's very good because look at how hard it is to actually get to level 9.
But then there's a direct correlation to them as a human being, like in terms of what they've learned and stuff, I suppose, on that level.
Yes, absolutely. So 65 points, you know, that's actually quite difficult to reach. It takes time and effort over multiple weeks to get there. So that, and then when they know what they did to get there, then they unlock a series of videos at level 4 that you're, pushing them towards. You're nudging them towards doing that. That's how you keep this platform very sticky and keep them coming back.
I suppose it's the balance between using it and it not becoming another kind of social media that they get stuck on.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's making sure that it doesn't take that it complements their life and not takes over their life like another social media. It's so easy, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, it
But I
is.
suppose any online program, even if it's not school and they're going through Discord or something like that, they're still having to go online to connect with people. So I think like as long as like if it's a group they can connect on LinkedIn or offline. But I think the face-to-face element's important for me as well, and stuff, and the Zoom calls, getting them off. Like I will use the school, but I want to use it for them to transition into the real world. I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
necessarily want people stuck behind their desk. I want them connecting with people in the real world. So I think it's like it's testing it out and seeing how it works.
Yeah. And
I want them to
for high
spend the
ticket,
lion's share of their time on there. So it's just
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I spend quite a bit of time on Skool, but I never feel addicted to it. I never feel
no.
like it's something that I can't get myself to stop using because they made it so simplistic that it's not like the way Facebook is with the videos, and they're playing the pre-roll videos so that you're like you can't look away because it's already starting to play the next thing. The other thing I'll say is for high ticket things, um, the reason well, I have 3 groups. I have this group, I have a $29 a month group, and I have a $9.29 a month group. So $929. They say that they found that people who have had high ticket programs have transitioned to the monthly model through Skool subscriptions, and people actually stay longer. So if you have a, $10,000 thing and you instead get people to pay $1,000 a month, or maybe like 899 a month or whatever it might be, or 729 a month, they'll actually be able to stay longer with you. So longer total lifetime value of the customer. Um,
Wow.
whereas if you just charge $10,000, they would only stay, you know, uh, for they would not stay as long as they could, because with a group, it's always adapting and growing and changing, and it's always vibrant and it's always alive. So people want to stay because they don't want to miss out on the next thing or the next conversation.
So what I found of what basically linked to what you're saying is the work that I've done with clients has been very profound because of the work I've done on myself over the years, and then the qualifications I got. Like or very profound qualifications in that world, and did some very profound work with people. And then what I found is that they started joining these men's groups, these coaching groups, and I'm like, okay, maybe I need to create one. So all my clients have gone to this other group, but not how I would set it up, but just very kind of like smash your goals, leadership type stuff, which is a bit overplayed. But they've gone to those groups because I didn't create a group. So and that group is that it's set £75 a month, and they do like Q&As, and they have expert people, and then they transition to live events and face to face. But I was either thinking about going more than that group considerably, or just putting it at $99, which is like 75 quid a month. But again, obviously, I'm going to transition then to one-to-one coaching, live events, so on and so forth. So there will be additional investments beyond that. But I thought 99 is similar to what a gym membership is here in the UK, and I'm going based on the price they're already spending. But I don't know what your thoughts are on that kind of initial.
So I have two thoughts. Initially, when you say $99 a month, I'm looking at your page right now. What I think is
It's not complete. It's not complete yet as well.
oh
The
yeah,
page.
no, I'm just looking at the profile, and it yeah, you can have nothing on there and still make money with it. So that's not yeah, I think it could just be this page with this photo.
Yeah,
You can make as much money as you could dream of.
yeah.
It's not the about page isn't necessarily that important unless you're using it to convert people. If you're converting people elsewhere, then they know that they just have to go there and click buy. That's another story. So I have this group right here, this free group, which is public. I have this paid group, which is locked, and then
Yeah.
this high ticket paid group, which is also locked. It's also private. So I think what I do, what works for me because of just the way, I'm able to be more creative with three groups or with two groups essentially.
Yeah.
You make one group that's free and you make the marketing content in there. And you can also share your YouTube videos, your public videos in there to get engagement. And then I would say so then you could charge, because the pricing thing is very interesting. I don't it sounds like you're not sold on the $99 a month. You still there?
No. Yeah, I'm still here. Sorry,
That's okay.
yeah, just cut off. There we go. Just
So it sounds like you're not sold on the $99 a month because I think you want to charge more, and that's perfectly fine, and you definitely should.
Yeah, so it's just, but then if I'm doing that, is just, would I change what I include in so I'm just going in this, would I change what I include in the group? Like, if that makes sense.
So the way to think of that is basically give away your best stuff, because people will bring better questions the more that they pay.
Okay. I'm with you, by the way, still. I'm just
Yeah.
going to change this camera.
Oh no, it's
There we
okay.
go.
Yeah, my
There we
camera's
go.
doing something odd too. Um, if did you notice like a blue screen on the bottom of my screen?
Yeah.
Did that for a second. I don't know why it would do that, but so yeah, the pricing, it seems like something you just, it seems like people are just throwing a random pricing there, right? But it's actually it's well thought out. Because it has to be something that fits with you. And are you comfortable working with people for $99 a month?
I would say that I would say that if I put the price up, then I would include more value. I mean, it's going to be valuable enough as it is already, but it would be like I would offer then some other additional things, like maybe they get a coaching session each month, or maybe maybe there's one group coaching session, because it's going to be facilitated discussions, but maybe it's just changing the value, or just maybe it's actually realizing how valuable it is already, without that. It's very profound, the work that they'll do in that group.
Exactly. So for like $297 a month, how would that change? I don't think you would have to change anything. You would just still show up as yourself and
Yeah.
show up on Zoom calls.
297, yeah,
Yeah.
297 a month would be profound. But what would probably happen then, this is my sense, is that People would show up with better questions. Yeah, it would be, I don't know. Yeah, it's just, I would probably feel that I would need to coach sometimes as well, more than just facilitating a discussion. So, I don't know, maybe it would call me to do more as well, like add more, but maybe also I don't need to.
Yeah, so
I'm
here's,
unattached to both. I'm just speculating in the conversation, you know?
yeah, you know, what's funny is even in Sam Oven's high ticket group, back when he charged 10,000, only 14 people would show up to the calls. He charged $10,000 and out of 27,000 customers, like only 14 would show up, I
I
think.
would much prefer a smaller group of around the fire, because
Yeah.
this is what my coach said yesterday to me. He said, as soon as you make it like you have loads of people in there, it loses its intimacy. It loses the intimacy of that, of what it was intended for.
Yeah.
And then what if you're going to grow, you need little sub leaders creating. You need to try to create leaders inside the around the fire, because it's created for that. So yeah,
So,
that's really interesting that you say that. You know, it's like,
and
because the
yeah,
yeah, the image that I put on there is really like very profound, you know, and it's just, that's going to be a very profound group. But I'm going to change the text, and there's around like a sense of belonging, sense of deeper connection, and then it to transition into face-to-face events. So I suppose earning more money from it and charging more money, I'm creating more money, and I'm able to do like more events and stuff as well. So, you know, and if it's like 100, you know, if it's like 100 quid, um, or $100, that's 100 people at 10 grand. Whereas it could be double that and 40 people, you know, for 10 grand, you know?
yeah. And with ClickFunnels, it's 295 a month or whatever. It's something high price, but you don't even get, anything for that. You get the funnels, but most people don't make use of the funnels. You can make a community, but on ClickFunnels, you can't interact with other communities, right?
No.
So what I would say is, it sounds like you have some money, like just make two groups.
So how do you make two groups on this, you know? Just,
Yeah, yeah, that you go up here and create a community. You can have as many groups as you want for 99. It's another $99.
oh, it's another
Yeah,
$99. Cool.
but it's worth it. It's very worth it because now to uh I have the freedom to be testing things out in the different groups. So this is the
Are
free
you,
group.
go on,
Yeah.
go on, yeah.
So this is the free group. In my classroom, I can have content that's like, I'm helping people, I'm giving away good answers, and I'm doing these calls every single day. Every single weekday at 11 a.m. my time, I do this call. And then you'll discover unique questions that people have that then will inform your paid content right here. This is my paid group for $29 a month. Right now, I'm going to increase the price, right? And what I've been doing is slowly increasing the price. So in April, it was $5 a month. And then I said at the end of April, I'm increasing it to $29 a month. And then at the end of this month, May, I'm increasing it to $99 a month. Or maybe 49, I haven't decided. Probably not 99. I'm probably just going to increase it to 39 or 49. Yeah, yeah. Right here it
And
says,
what, and I suppose, why do you suggest that I put it up to 279? Did you say 29?
yeah, yeah. Well, I say that if you were just going to stick with one group. If you didn't want to do two groups, it's so much fun doing two groups because
I think gone.
you get different sorts of like engagement in the different groups.
I think what I wanted to do is test it out, or not test it out, but just to grow one and just to get the learnings from that,
Yeah,
and then build another one out. So that's why I said 99, because it was kind of a middle in between like what I wanted to charge and the free. So it was like, okay, it was getting income in, and I was out there developing the group coaching and getting stuff out there. So that's why I originally put the 99, because not believing that, not saying I couldn't charge more, but I thought, well, okay, I don't want to do the free, but
yeah,
what's a price that will get people in, and I can start learning how this school things works, and
yeah,
then create a more then create a more kind of in-depth group, which is one-to-one group coaching, which people can jump from the 99 into that. That was my thinking about doing that. Does that make sense? But
Yeah. So here's the thing. Um, Doing it with two groups, one for free that will always be free, and one for a mid ticket or a low ticket, and then one for a high ticket. It's like going on a jog. But doing just one group and charging 297 or charging $99, those are two different things, by the way. If you charge too little, you're not going to want to show up as much for the group. And if you charge 297, which is what it should be charged, you're going to uh, have a harder time getting people in to communicate
yes.
value. So doing the two or three groups is like going on an easy jog for a long, because it's a marathon. Doing a school group is a marathon, but it gets you so much more profit than just doing a newsletter or an email list, I should say. So doing just one group at 297, that's like going for a run or a marathon in the desert and you don't have any water.
Hmm.
So it's all about like, because I'm very relaxed building these two groups, right? It's fun. I get to do these calls for free, and then I get to do the paid calls in the evening. And you don't have to do 5 calls a day or 5 calls a week. I do 10 a week. You can just do 2 a week, right? And it would be valuable.
And if I was just starting with one group, so that's the option for like starting with multiple. But if I was just going for one group for just to get it out there, what would you recommend doing?
So I would stick with one price and just forget about every other price. Stick with one and never lower it. I've seen this happen so many times. People say, okay, I'm going to do this price, and then they keep lowering it, and then they make it free again, and then no, stick with one price.
So if I did 297, would you suggest that I need to put stuff in like you get a one-to-one coaching call because I've got less people. You get because what I was going to do is just like weekly kind of around the fires, which are deep facilitated conversations. But with the 297, I could include one group, one coaching session. It could be a little bit more, but not too much, 2 or 3 things. Would you agree? Would you say put more into it or not bother? Just keep it the same as what I was going to
So
do.
yeah, don't bother putting more into it. Just do strictly 2 calls or 1 call a week and call it around the fire and have that call recorded, but spend the time like make it like a 2 hour long call. Because by the way, it's difficult to get people to show up, right? I have 89 members in my free group and only 2 people showed up.
Okay.
It's difficult to get people to show up. And it's because people don't know if they're ready to, do it. They don't know. Like I could help all kinds of people in my school group create better school groups. But sometimes they psych themselves out. So by the way, the other part to that is you will still do one-on-one coaching in this group because there will be people that you just enjoy working with. And you're
People
gonna
will ask me, won't they? What do you
yeah,
do one on one?
and you're gonna like jump on those opportunities because you're like, this person is really, I like the way they do things. I like the way they're coachable. So you'd be happy to get on calls with them.
So do you think is there another way to do this? I'm not going back to just the 99, but what I'm saying, so you're saying go for the 297 and then that's a segue into retreats, one-on-one coaching, corporate work. If they're a director of a corporate company, they might say, hey, can you work with my team? So you're saying the 297 is a way to kind of do that.
Yep. And like a Porsche dealership, they know who their client is, but they're nice to everyone. They let everyone sit in the car, but they know exactly who their client is.
Yes, and the 99 is like, oh, it's like
Yeah.
so like what my coach said to me is don't compare with the other company. The other company is charging 75 a month, and they're like, okay, cool. And like because when somebody the $297, which is like £180, whatever, roughly, that people are going to go, oh, why is he more? And so straight
Yeah,
away,
don't compare because you don't want their problems. They probably have all kinds of problems that they're
oh my God, yeah, they do. Well, one thing I noticed is my client said this to me, which is quite interesting. He said, I'm in this group and they have co-led stuff, and it's all like military mindset type stuff and all that kind of stuff. Whereas I've my work is the balance between the masculine and feminine. It is about the achievement, the leadership, but it's all about the deeper connection, the love and the service and that. And he said, I'm in this group right now, but I know yours will be deeper. So it's like there's already an admittance there that that group's not fulfilling something that he wants, but he's there because he doesn't have another solution, you know. So yeah.
Yep. Yep. I love that. I love that a lot. So if you just had these calls and you just put the recordings in the classroom
Yeah.
and then build it from there and build
Oh,
it live with people because you're creating a movement right now.
I am, yes, I am creating a movement. You're exactly right. I am creating a movement, not a group coaching thing. I'm creating a movement. Um, you know the book that you just showed, which is the triangle, which is the leader, an inspirational leader, the vehicle of change, and life will be better in the future. That's like the movement,
Yep.
isn't
Yep.
it? So I am
I'm
creating a movement, and I don't
absolutely.
want to be the leader. I am initially the catalyst, but I'd like to. It's going to be around the fire, like back in the day of King Arthur. Everyone was equal, but everyone was going on their own purpose and their own mission. But everyone came together to connect and to discuss and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Hey,
I
how's it
am
going?
creating a movement. That is, I didn't think of it like that before.
Yeah, absolutely. And all these things, the things that have gotten successful online, they all have the same trend. They all follow the same path and pattern. Success leaves clues.
So if I obviously I'm building this right now, and if I did your kind of the $29 whatever, would I just can I just jump on these calls with you and just get support to
Yeah,
because it's going to be
absolutely.
I'm willing to do the work, but it's going to be I need you're a couple of laps in front of me, on the running track. So I'd value that kind of guidance.
Absolutely. I would love that.
Yeah,
That's why, and I've committed myself to doing this because I enjoyed this so much. So,
yeah,
what was funny was when I was still looking for a different job and I was still trying to do this, my group was stagnant at 30 members. But as soon as I just said screw it and I went all in on this, and I did 2 calls a day for every weekday. I did 2 calls like I'm doing right now, but I just transitioned the evening call into the paid group. Um, as soon as I did that, it started going off in the right direction.
yeah. It's really interesting. Yeah, you say that. It's like then the world opens up when you cut like when there's no like hankering. There's a great quote in The Art of War. It said, "We you cut the ropes. There's no hankering after home," which basically means when you're on the front foot, you can't go back into at home. You have to kind of when you go to war, that's the quote. You have to go forward and not try to run back. And it's like then everything kind of unfolds in front of you, doesn't it, when you do that?
And by the way, I mean, there's so many people who have that book and haven't read it and haven't analyzed it and they don't know what you just pulled out of that book is like top 1% of anyone who has or has read that book. So
No,
that's value right there.
yeah,
You just sped up the process because I have that book. I have 2 copies of that book, of the exact same copy. I can show you. Yeah. Well, it's on my bookshelf. I have 2 of those, right? And I've tried to read through it, and it's just so heady, and it's like, I like it. I think it's cool, but what you just said sped up the process of me instead of reading that for a week. You just like showed me something, a lesson from that book, and that's what you're doing with the school group.
yeah. And over the years, what I've found is that because I'm neurodivergent with
Me
dyslexia,
too. Yeah,
I'm able to distill lots of information and then simplify the thing that I'm able to bring that in and just say that this is the thing there. I don't know how I do that, but it's just like
yeah,
that's the thing you need. It's
yeah.
like,
They say we have more neurons.
yeah,
But we're just consuming massive amounts of information all the time, all this
yeah,
data. And I've also talked with another person
lots, yeah.
who's neurodivergent, and he's made like $1 million uh with selling shirts using Facebook advertising. And
Wow.
he said something about school just really hits and like clicks for him.
Yeah,
So, and yeah, I love school. I love how I can just join all kinds of things that I'm curious about and helping people because people like me and you, we love to help people. So it really fits, fits the way our minds work for sure.
Is there another guy, gentleman in the group?
Yeah, Mirsad. Hey, how's it going?
Oh,
Good
sorry,
evening,
I didn't.
guys. Yeah, I don't want to disturb you because you was in a deep
Yeah,
conversation.
we were in a
I just
deep
let you
conversation.
flow.
Yeah.
I let
And
you flow. I
Mirsad,
know
I would
how
have
good you
gotten on a call with you because you said you needed the one-on-one to like walk through something. I just had a
Yeah,
2-hour Zoom call with my high ticket coaching client, so I was like, right from when I woke up, I didn't have any time till
no
this.
problem.
Okay,
No problem.
cool. But this is so cool. Thank you both for showing up because I do so many of these calls and you can watch the replays and you'll see different people. But that's the thing where it takes time to like get this rolling
Yeah,
because just because some people show up on one call doesn't mean that it always aligns with their schedule the next call. And then that's something that here I actually have a screenshot from a video that I was watching. New Finder window. Let's
it's
see.
almost become like masterminds as well in a way. They become like hives for learning as well, don't they? Like a mastermind, because it's like
Absolutely.
it's very on point. Like I need this help or this guidance or got these ideas. It's like a
Absolutely.
mastermind.
So this right here, step 1 is purchase, step 2 is onboarding, step 3 is adoption, right? Getting your customers to actually adopt your system and actually adopt the use of your group, that's a whole other sales process.
Yeah,
Like you can get someone to buy a bike, but to get them to actually use it is different,
yeah,
or a gym membership, and then retaining them as well. So all of this is content and sales the whole way up. And then, by the way, referral, the person who made this video, he put this last. So you can't just, because most of, when you start a group, most of the time people are like, oh yeah, just I'll give you referrals, but they can't. They actually can't give you a referral because they haven't used your process. They haven't used your group yet.
of course.
So in order to actually get a referral, they have to go through the whole process.
Mm,
So by the way, you could think of who you have taken on that whole process and then ask them for a referral.
yeah. Who do you know? So I've got like over the last 10 years, I've coached like hundreds of people and 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 also built my social media following like 17,000 on LinkedIn. And I've regularly connected with people and I've had loads of interactions with people. So there's a huge big pot of people, men and women. Well, obviously it's a men's group, but who are at different stages, and there's been the different levels of connection with them. Some email communications, some coaching sessions, some profound meetings that didn't lead anywhere. So I've got all of these guys on there that would benefit from this group, and some people would join it and some people won't, and that's okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have a guide right here from Matt Gray where he talks about how, because you have a large LinkedIn audience already, but why not just stick with LinkedIn as your one
Yeah.
acquisition channel? And
Are
here,
you on LinkedIn, Bijan? You're not so active on LinkedIn, or?
yeah, well, I'm spending time writing the posts. I want to write 10 posts that I can just constantly recycle. And here's the guide that I'm using for that. This is Matt Gray, top posts from every platform. So
That's awesome. Where do
yeah,
we get?
here's his top
You've got
10.
that in yours.
Yeah, I'll send this to you guys right now.
Thank you so much. I'm just
I,
gonna
I
get a mouse. One sec.
I regularly watch this, or I check this every single day, is what I'm trying to say, because it's so good.
Why I ask you this, Bijan? It's the reason why, because I'm very focused on LinkedIn in the
Yeah,
last 6-7 months. And I see that you have also a system how you connect LinkedIn with YouTube and vidIQ. You use vidIQ very
yes,
much?
yeah. I use vidIQ right here.
Great.
You have to use Google Chrome. I use Google Chrome and Safari, but vidIQ is very, very good for going to YouTube and looking at your niche and then sorting the questions by, or sorting the comments by questions.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can copy all those questions and put them in a chat GPT and analyze. Mike talks about that.
You have this protocol, how you do this?
Yeah, I do. I
Stand by.
made a video. I'll have to make another video just because I want to improve what I'm saying. So this is, I look at this guide daily, by the way, Adrian. I check this every single day because what I'm trying to do is get my complexity out of my brain and just do this
Mate,
because
mate, it's like I'm looking through your eyes when neurodivergent. I'm looking
yeah,
through your mind. I get it because
yeah.
you've got all of this information, then you simplify it. We find the pattern and find out what works, and then
Yeah.
we put it out. I get it.
By the way, I copied this, so I like, selected all of this and copied it into Chat GPT, and here's the results, right? This is what it gave me, right? It doesn't look like this. So I had to spend another 30 minutes editing what Chat GPT gave me and taking out the stuff that didn't make sense and making it look like this. So it takes
Yeah.
time, but it's worthwhile because at the end of this, you have the link to join the community of 107,000 plus subscribers.
Where is his community on Skool?
He has 3 communities on Skool, I believe.
But this
But
community with 100,000, is this on Skool?
no, that's his newsletter.
That's the newsletter. Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Which I think is something that I'm going to be talking about soon. I'm going to be developing a large newsletter because I love copywriting. I love writing long form emails. So I'll show you as I do that, as I develop that, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing.
So has this got like kind of like plug and play? Like you can kind of just like you can look at how he created the content, can't you? And just copy your own or just use it.
Yeah.
Use your
Yeah.
own.
Because when you try and write this yourself, it's going to become your own version.
Mm.
But I would stick with the exact form. Let me open it in LinkedIn. Right here. Okay, so when someone's reading on LinkedIn, by the way, the longer they stay on your post, the more it recommends your post to other people. But and by the way, this is the basics. Learn to take breaks, he says. Connect with nature. This doesn't have to be complex. And then he has this image right here. So that's why these LinkedIn things take time to like develop. Like I sit down for an hour and a half and write out this whole post and create this, which this, by the way, is hard. He has like 25 of these that he just rotates.
Yeah, mate, there's so much stuff now. And what I realized from actually going through the process of Skool is before I had so much stuff to share, right? But now I realize what the group is about. So now for me, it's about men that want to have purpose, deeper connection, that and that's it, like purpose, shared wisdom, shared purpose, deeper connection, that want more togetherness, and that's what it is about. It's about the deeper work, so I now know where my post can go rather than like trying to do loads of stuff. It's like the group now informs what I post about, and that's powerful because I've been searching for that for so long. But creating the Skool group got me to really consider with my coach, like, okay, what is the direction of this? What is the group about? And now I know, and that's probably one of the most challenging things, because when you look at all the other groups, like when it's got like tangible stuff, it's very clearly defined. How do you make 10 grand on Skool? But when you're kind of doing the intangible work, which leads to profound results, like one of my clients now, after doing the work, he's now created his own meetup where he's got like 20, 30 people going to this meetup event. He's never done a workshop, and now he's delivering that. But mine works that way rather than like, hey, can I make 10K, which is easy to talk about. But when you do the work that I do, it's a little bit intangible, but I'm clear on that now. And who I serve is like, it's essentially, I wouldn't say people that are lonely because they don't want to be described as lonely, but it's people looking for belonging, purpose, deeper connection.
Yep.
And
So
that's ultimately it.
you're in the relationship niche.
Yeah.
And relationship isn't just, dating. It's relationship with yourself. So there's health wealth, and relationships.
Yeah.
Those are the three niches, the three main niches.
And
So
then,
yeah, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
and then like purpose, and I don't know if that, but then you've got like purpose, meaning, spirituality. That's like it's kind of sub niche to health, I suppose. It's mind, body, spirit of health. So I suppose
Yeah.
that's another sub niche of that.
Yep, exactly. And by the way, that the wealth niche, $10,000 a month, you know, I don't want people to be searching for $10,000 a month. Because I for the longest time I was like, okay, that seems out of reach. So I just ignored everyone that said $10,000 a month, right? Because I knew something was fishy about it, right? But now that I kind of see how to do it and it's just systems, I realize $100,000 a month is what people should really be searching for. You know, my mentor Mike, he says $30,000 a month is like general hygiene level of like you start living better at that level, right? But I want to do $100,000 a month, and I want everyone in my group to do that too, because we'll have so much better experiences and discussions and systems, and like we'll be
Yeah.
able to, and it's not even about greed. It's literally like $100,000 a month is so doable. People are spending that on all kinds of crazy things that aren't improving their lives. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
I get your freedom and your inspiration around it, your spiritedness around it, which is good.
And by the way, here's my post, right? And then here's his post. So 10 steps to protect your focus. And he has, you know, he posts by the way, he posts these every morning at 8:07 a.m. In his video, in that Notion guide that I sent you, he says that at 8:07 a.m. on LinkedIn, he manually goes and posts these. And I think that's partially so he remembers as a habit. So here's his version, and then here's my attempt, right? And then I didn't even do an image like he did. I have a notepad right here.
One thing I've noticed that's quite different about content is when I post about my experience and my story, that it gets carried through. But when I talk about other people in my post, like try to talk about a client or someone, like it doesn't seem to carry over as much.
Yeah.
When I talk about my personal experience, the energy seems to get like engagement and comments. But as I say, when I'm not doing that, when I'm trying to talk about a client's journey or give advice or whatever, it doesn't seem to go anywhere. It seems to fall
Yeah.
flat.
You know,
Which
there's a
is
third option. There's a third option too. You can talk about yourself, your client, or other people who have made success in the same niche.
yeah,
You can analyze their success because then you're hacking their credibility into your own. And it's not watering down or discrediting your success that you've gotten with clients, but you're just playing the social media game.
got it.
Like Sam Ovens is using Alex Hormozi to hack his success. Ty Lopez talks about other successful people like Warren Buffett all the time.
That's good.
Because your audience doesn't know your audience.
The interesting thing as well is I know a lot of successful people on LinkedIn. I've got a lot of like successful, famous contacts. So it's like they're already on LinkedIn and I'm not even utilizing them.
Yeah.
So I
And
think I've
by
got
the way,
such a big opportunity once I start launching this and moving it forward. I've got such a big opportunity, I think. So
absolutely,
which is
absolutely.
awesome.
So his, he has 10 of these paper guides, right? And all it is just on a sketchbook, and he takes a picture and then he posts it. But I got stuck with just doing step one. He has 100 of these steps, and it's nothing complicated. Turn off your phone, reduce multitasking, practice mindfulness, get more sleep, take breaks. I tell people, for your paper guide like this, you could just say, for my tools, I use YouTube, I use LinkedIn, I use ChatGPT, because people need the basics. They need to be reminded of the basics. And If you need proof of that, go look up on Google Images, marketing, online marketing, and you'll see the most basic infographics. That's all we're creating. We're creating infographics with pen and paper. And
And I think
yeah,
that's where your skills are in probably more visual, isn't it, as well? You know, like
yeah,
because in neurodivergent, yours is probably going to be the more visual kind of colors and things like that and images.
yeah. But I mean, in terms of LinkedIn as well, it creates a more engaging post. 69,500 likes.
Wow.
But that's of course because he's done it every single day for the past 5 years or so.
And then they're super clear on what they're here to do, which has been really challenging for me to get to the concept of what it is. And essentially, it's like, you know, deeper purpose, deeper connection to yourself. That's what I've been doing, and it's just like, but it's a journey to get to that place. It's taken a time because there's so many things pulling you away, distracting you around the core of what you know to be true. But it also takes a journey to find the core of by looking back and go, oh, that's it. You have to kind of, Steve Jobs says you've got to connect the dots by looking back, and there's a lot of truth in that.
Absolutely. And here's the other thing. He is now creating YouTube short videos, which do so well, and he's just copying this. Like in his shorts, he's saying this verbatim. And
Wow.
that's why he writes it like this, with a space after every line, a double space, because it's like a script.
And does he have any stories? Because I was always looking for because I found that when I tell stories, I'm neurodivergent, I can express for longer. But
Yeah.
when I do like the kind of big heavy text, I kind of get stuck sometimes in it. So I suppose this is just, you could put a little bit of a story in that as well, couldn't
Well,
you?
absolutely, absolutely. I think stories are fantastic. And he tells stories with his YouTube content. And
Yeah,
he tells really good stories, with his YouTube content, but it's more of a weaving. So he's limiting himself. That's something for me. I have to find ways to limit myself so I can actually expand myself elsewhere.
yeah, that
So
makes
that's why
sense.
he has this rigid structure, because he's preventing himself from doing a story in these just because he wants to leverage that one aspect of helping someone solve a problem. Whereas with a story, that keeps someone engaged through the whole of a YouTube video. So he doesn't do stories on his LinkedIn. And these are the top 10 posts, by the way. And
So
he
what
also,
I think what I'm going to find as well when I've got people coming into my group is that going to do the content, people are going to come into the group, and also then the group are going to tell me what else they want to need support with and help with. So right, you kind of don't want to go too complex because when it comes in, the group are going to say, "Hey, I need help with this," and actually the group is going to be an unfolding. Everything's going to emerge through it. Do you know what I mean? So rather
absolutely,
than trying to get it perfect, like have it simple to start with, and then people will tell you. It's going to become an unfolding then, isn't it?
absolutely, absolutely. And in this video right here, he talks about his story. So his top 5 YouTube videos. In each of these YouTube videos, he goes deep on a story. But in each of these Instagram and written word channels, like for Twitter, he does long form where he just collects things that worked, right? So I've done he does that's the thing. He's like limiting himself telling stories on these platforms because he wants people to connect with him on the story on YouTube. So,
Yeah.
and in terms of YouTube copywriting, you have to develop like the 3 part of a video, the intro, the middle, and then the call to action.
I think where I'm at right now is it is going back through all my contacts over the years and saying, look, this is what the group's about, and I'm going to invite you because I'd like to see you in there. Like I'm choosing you to
Yep.
be in there,
Yeah.
and then building it and then building it out.
Yep. And then getting them on these Zoom calls because then you're building the content. Now, doing 63 or so Zoom calls in the past 30 days, right? I've done, or maybe like 40 days, I've done 80 Zoom calls. I've learned exactly what to make in terms of content. And that's what gets me so excited to get on these Zoom calls every day because I know every time I do it, I know what to put in the content in the classroom section.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And the
Well, I think
difference,
we
by the
want
way,
to be.
in the free group and the paid group, the difference is in the free group, it's classroom content that gets me a referral for Skool or for vidIQ or for System.io. I'm teaching people how to use those tools. But in the paid group, I'm teaching people like the philosophy and helping them hands-on create these things.
I think you've hit a nail on the head there. When I, because I went back to all my old clients and asked them what they most valued, the highest thing that they valued, and me and my coach looked at like the group of men that I'd most recently worked with, and they said, and what we found is what they valued most, even though that's not what they implicitly said, but when you read between the lines, what they said, what they valued most is I was with them on that journey. So I wasn't like this archetypical kind of expert, barking the orders, but I was actually walking the journey with them of this deep change, this personal growth and stuff, and this deeper connection, this purpose. I was actually on that, and that's what they valued most,
I love
which is
that. Yeah.
really, really profound when you think about it. Because my coach is an expert at analyzing language and working out what the intention of the language is, and that's what we found.
Yeah.
That actually that's what they valued most, that I was walking with them.
I love that. And that's
So
even more
profound.
reason just to double down on this Skool thing, because Skool is going to be the container for all of these future success stories. Because when you see people like when you see people on the leaderboard start leveling up, they stay there. Like it's their all-time highest points on the leaderboard. You create more connection with them because then you get on Zoom with them every week and you see their progress over time.
So if I did it at that 297, then it's just an around the fire every week, and people can just jump on those every week.
Yeah. And by the
And
way,
then
I'm
people
gonna
can also
post it.
direct message me as well.
Oh yeah. So it's support whenever they direct message you. It's support on the live Zoom calls, and then you put the live Zoom calls in the recordings in the classroom,
Yeah.
and the people who couldn't join will end up rewatching that, and oh, it's a beautiful system,
Yeah.
especially when you keep it simple like that.
Yeah. Mad when you think about it. I'm connecting with both of you two, and like we're all from different parts of the world. It's like we're ultimately trying to make a difference to people's lives in some way through community.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And by the way, that's how Skool makes its money. It gets people like us and it solves our problem of putting our community in a place. So it
Yeah.
knows exactly who it's after: consultants, coaches, course creators, and experts.
Yeah. And then when you launch a group, you've got it. Is it you get 3 people in, or get it at a minimum 80, and then you get it for free? Is that right? Something like that.
Oh, so with the referrals, you don't get Skool for free. It just pays, they send you the money back, basically. So
So,
I have 10 referrals and I want to get 30. So if you do end up making more groups, I would love it if you use my link.
okay, cool.
Because that would be very, very cool, and it would just help me so much to create more. My goal is to get 10,000. I have that written on my board. Um,
So
there's
how do you
someone
get
who's
Skool for
making
free then?
there's someone who's making $40,000 a month with Skool referrals.
So how do you get Skool for free?
So so every time someone uses your link and they stay a member of Skool, they keep their group open on Skool. Skool sends you $39.
Okay, and then
So that you don't necessarily get it for free. I still have to pay $99 every month
got it.
for
I
all
hear
my,
what you're saying.
yeah,
They just reimburse you. They reimburse you.
yeah,
So
reimburse you. Yeah.
because Alex Hormozi says you've got to get your group to get it to 800 a month or $80 minimum, and then Skool's for free. But obviously, they'll send the money back because that's what
Yeah.
they're saying.
And well, there's two different ways, because he was saying half the time he says if you get paying members in your Skool group, or if you get them using your affiliate link.
pay members or affiliate link. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What is the difference, Bijan, when somebody is coming through you referral link, and when they is coming through the school school Olympics or school games?
Yeah. So,
What's different?
so there's the two links you're asking?
Is it the difference when
It's the
somebody
same,
comes to
it's the
school
same link.
games?
Yeah,
It's the same.
the only difference is the landing
It's a
page.
difference for you. It's a
Yeah.
difference for you. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can send you either link too. I have a Skool Games link, which sends them to which would you would click and it would send you to a landing page, or I have just the regular link that just sends you to the create new community page.
But what's better for you? What is better
Just
for you?
yeah, just using the regular link.
Okay. But
You know, it's quite
what's
interesting.
the difference for us? Why they have school games and school reference?
Yeah.
What's the
No, that's just for people who don't know about school yet.
the school games?
Yeah.
And they want to be inside in this challenge.
Yeah, the challenge, it motivates people to take action quicker.
Yeah. But in this school games you have no another no another, how you say it, no another benefit. It's the same story.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
I think just in this school games, I think how is the name? This one guy give you some tips or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing.
Yeah, Alex will give you tips and stuff, and the tips are really good, But
Yeah.
you're a member automatically.
These tips you also know.
Yeah.
You are also inside.
Oh, yeah. And I'm actually on the leaderboard, on the points leaderboard.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. If you go here, you see my name right here.
Yes,
That's
yes,
awesome.
great.
Well
Great.
done.
Yeah.
That means that you are really very, very active in the community.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I love it. I think it's so fun being active in there.
What I realized today as well, is that people from the school communities can also join your group if they find it. And I thought, didn't realize that. Sorry, Sarah.
No problem. What kind of coaching, Adrian, you serves?
So I do like deep coaching for men. So it's kind of like helping men that don't have a sense of purpose or a deeper connection. So I help them, with that. So it becomes like the inner work, and then helping them step up as leaders in the world to kind of not just talk about their purpose, but to fulfill on it. So to become leaders in their lives, basically. So I work with men who have lost that sense of connection to themselves, have lost their sense of purpose. They maybe feel lonely, but they don't admit that. But what they're looking for is more belonging and fellowship and to really be, to be challenged. So deeper connection, leadership, self-inquiry.
And did you sell this course in the past?
No, so I did high ticket. I don't like to say high ticket, but I've been doing one-to-one stuff. So which been like one-to-one work, which is like sort of 10K for like 6 months coaching and sort of 5K for 3 months coaching. So I've done a lot of that. I've done a lot of corporate work, and I've also ran coaching certifications as well, and done a lot of speaking. So that's kind of been my direction previously. And obviously now I want to create a community so I can then segue into all the things that I've been doing. But it's rather than just going to meet people in networking groups or getting on individual Zoom calls. Now I'm doing this to facilitate the direction of the other things.
You want to use school first for nurturing the people, and then bring it to the another packages.
Yeah, like to because what I realized is that there's a lot of men that I'd spoken to in the world that are very successful, but something's missing. They feel like something's missing, but don't know what it is, or they're looking to get to the next level. And me doing the one-to-one thing, I felt like I'm I felt like I could be making a bigger difference. So you're right, the community helps me nurture, serve, helps them, gets me to use my energy in a good way rather than just doom scrolling. And then I can build, it gives me time to be able to build different offerings to help them, you know.
By
What
the
about
way,
you? What's your
oh yeah,
focus?
Bijan, can I invite my assistant
oh
to the
yeah,
room?
yeah, yeah. If you go to
Which
the
is the
top,
link?
or
Can you
it
send it me
should be
to
available if you go to the little green shield
green?
in the top.
This is the Zoom. This is the Zoom link, correct?
Yeah, yeah, it's a Zoom link. Here, I'm gonna send it too. But just so you guys know, if you have a Zoom meeting and you need the link, just go to the top left of your corner. There's a little green shield icon, and you have the invite link there.
Is that your Zoom thing?
Yeah, this is mine, but for yours, it will also be it'll also be there.
So
Because
just a quick question.
I want to bring inside my assistant.
Yeah,
Bijan.
yeah. I'll allow them to join.
Yes,
Problem.
because I want to. Yes, I find now that I want to that he make the most thing for the setup by my school group, and I would also like to discuss with you what structure would you make with my case, because I have a plan to.
I'll shoot now and then let you both catch on with it, and then I'll circle back with you, Bijan. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, Adrian.
Yeah,
Awesome to connect with you both, and I'll be back around. So I'm just going to grab my lunch, but I'll message you tomorrow. And great to meet you, Sarek, and stuff. So
yeah. And by the way, I
yeah,
do these every morning on the weekdays. So
awesome. Thank you so much.
yeah, thank you for
Been
joining.
really
Nice to meet you,
valuable to
Adrian.
connect with you both. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's like that, Bijan. I have a course what is running. I don't know, did you have time to look my web page?
Yeah, yeah. Send it
Yeah.
over.
Okay. I just to make a short reconstruction of my situation. I have this assistant of me is an Indian guy. He's with me the last 2 months. I want to outsource the most of things what I can that he do, you know. I want to focus on the content and on the onboarding, or when you want to say it, closing stories, you know,
Yeah.
with the new students, because every student which is coming in my spa academy, I speak with them personally, at least 1 hour, at least sometimes 2 one-to-one conversations, because I want to see did they have a potential to become a successful agent. I don't want just to sell my course. I want to see did they have the potential to pass the exam. We have an exam in the football. You must to go to FIFA and have 15 right answer for 20 questions, and that's not easy.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, absolutely.
That's my main first pitch and business is preparation for this exam, because you cannot care about a player when you have not a license.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now my next step, why I want to make the community is, when I give you now the license for football agent, when I give you, Bijan, the license, you will do nothing with this license, because you don't know how to find the player, how to make a contract with the player, how to make a negotiation with the club, how to come in contact with the club, how to promote your player, and everything else. And that's the step where I want to make the community and make a step over that I give you all the knowledge of my 20 years of this business and give you the community to connect with same agents like you from my academy and with the clubs. And this is the high level, what I want to charge 6,000 euro for the start. And my normally course is between 2,000 and 2,500 euro. And now is the
Mirsad.
question, how Archie is there? Yeah.
Yeah,
Archie, are
hey.
you here?
Hi, hi. Hi,
Hey,
Bijan.
how's it going?
Hi,
So-
hi. I'm good. I'm good. How about you?
Doing good. By the way, very quick or very simple way to do this is when you have a school group, you can make Archie you can make Archie an admin account within Skool. So
I know.
yeah, okay. So yeah, he can organize the classes, he can do all that stuff. You'll be the owner, the creator of the group, and he can have access to doing that stuff.
My question was, when you give us all the tips, and when we come in this group of yours, this $29 group, or how is the name? Can Archie use this
yes.
knowledge
Oh, yeah.
without me and everything else?
Yeah,
That's
yeah. He can join. I'll add you both. Yeah.
Archie have most of time not so much and so good connection in India. That's the reason why he's not here with the camera, I think. Or
Yeah.
Archie, is this the reason? Yeah.
No, the internet is fine. I'm just, I just don't have a webcam on my PC. I'm yet to get everything sorted with the laptop.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah. So I'll send you an invite. Just send me your email, and when you join the paid group, I'll invite Archie as well.
Mm. And now is this what I want to check up with you, how to make the structure. How would you make the structure when you will have, like me, these two courses, and how you will build up, the setup for this story?
Yeah, it's very, very simple, but it takes time to develop this. So I would do a similar structure to this group right here. Here's the classroom, right? He deliberately set this up this way. So start here, paid programs, and then these three. This one's $97 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, it's $97 one time, I think. And then this one's $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
So the real value of this community is actually joining these two, but it's a free community otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
So if you click this and then you go to this, he has this sales page.
Mm-hmm.
And you scroll all the way to the bottom, and there it is, $4,500. You click this one, the Pro, scroll to the bottom, and it's $97 one time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's set up very, very simply, but inside of these classrooms, you get the real videos that they can be as long as you need to make the video and put it in there, and the people who paid, they will pay attention to it.
That's also my case. I have the academy now 4 years. I have 2 workshops in the week, sometimes 3 workshops in the week. That's mean 8 to 15 workshops in the month. In the last 1.5 years, I have a little bit a collection of, I think, 60, 70 workshops, what I can also put inside in this content or in these groups.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the classroom, you can, do you know how to, you just put a video right here, you click this and you paste in the link. So do you use YouTube, Vimeo, Loom, or Wistia?
I have all these videos on my PC,
Yeah. Okay.
Some of them I put on YouTube
Okay.
when I make my courses, you know, because also you must link it to the courses. But of course, I can now switch them all, what I have on the PC on YouTube. It's no big deal.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
can connect with this.
And so you would have to upload all of those, and I would, if they're private and you want people to pay for them, make sure they're unlisted.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
They are. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you want to upload a lot of them fast, I would maybe look at something like Wistia,
Mm-hmm.
because it would enable you to upload the videos way faster than YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
most likely. But it does get expensive.
Okay. No, it's also how you say it's important that it's going fast.
Yeah. And Loom would also be a good one. It's $20 a month. And I just don't know what the limitation is for Loom
Mm-hmm.
for that level.
I use Loom, but not so much. But I will use now Loom more because I see it's very easy to make this explanation videos and everything else.
Yeah, but you can also upload videos to Loom that you already made and just use it to host them too. So it's not just for making videos. Yeah.
What I would like to support us, me and Archie, is also the content, um, not the creation of content, the changing of content from this long form to short form, and also what tools you need, because I make now on LinkedIn and on YouTube, because I use StreamYard. I make every day a live stream with questions which coming in the exam, and this I want to put like the first hack for everybody who want to become a FIFA license agent, you know, and that is the story of the school community. The start,
Yeah.
how to bring the people inside in this group, you know.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely, absolutely. So when I think of short form content on YouTube, like YouTube Shorts, I think quantity and quality. You have to think about how many people are going to end up watching that 45-second video. Because it can turn into, it's a 45-second video that you post in a short form, but you can look at it and it says it's been viewed for 10 hours. So it's worthwhile crafting it the right way. And it takes time. So let's say you like put an hour towards editing one of those videos the right way. You have to find the content that you already made, clip it, and make it make sense. And by the way, doing that will make it will be so valuable in terms of getting clients in. So in order to do that, the tools are very simple. It doesn't matter what video editor you use. If you want, are you going to edit them yourself?
No, we're gonna do it. First of all, we'll cut the videos into StreamYard, and then
Yeah.
I'm gonna use After Effects to edit it.
Perfect.
Just
I would use Premiere Pro and
uh,
After Effects, because I use Premiere Pro and After Effects too, but After
okay,
Effects can get a little bit hard to deal with
okay.
unless you're a pro with it. Even CapCut, by the way, you could use CapCut because it does both of those things at once. And I love Premiere Pro, I love After Effects, but to do it speedy, at first, I would use CapCut
Okay.
because it's free too, or it's like $9. It's the same price as Adobe, but yeah.
Archie, do you have some questions what you will maybe ask to Bijan about school? Because I have a community of 4,000 people, followers now by LinkedIn. I have very good rate of new customs there, because they can follow my career. They see that I'm real. I have also many of testimonials, not so much how I do. I don't have time to do testimonials again. And for this also, Skool is great. You can put so many testimonials inside in the about me page, correct?
Yep, absolutely. That's what I do.
You know, why I want to go to school and why I want to involve Archie. I have so many content, I have so many testimonial, I have so many potential what I can put on one place. Now, of course, we have our web page. We also do some landing pages, sales pages, but that's not so in the focus in one place. And it's the same. I think I try to think for the customer. This customer also like to have everything on one place. You don't like to go now to the YouTube channel and see 2 videos, then go to the landing page, then go. You know, it's make him disturbed. With
Yes.
Skool, when we do it, we have everything on one place, and we really then have a powerful nurturing story, what we can do, and Archie can and he's really high level marketer and everything. He also know to make email marketing and so on. You know, he make videos. He really young, very good guy, and that's what I want also to give him one place where he can really focus his work. You know,
Yep, I like
and
that. Yeah.
the customers can also receive everything on one place.
Yeah, I like that. That works really, really well. That's why I love Skool. I think it's the best.
Mhm.
But also, so do you have 10 people
Just a
who,
second, sorry, just a
yeah,
second.
yeah. Cool. So yeah, Archie, so
Yeah, yeah.
do you know about Skool yet? Have you made an account on Skool?
No, so I haven't made an account on Skool. That's the fun part which I wanna explore honestly. So
Yeah.
what we gonna, the structure what we're gonna follow is that Mirsad is gonna create a community from his uh account, and then I'm gonna be having the access of it. So that's how I will be exploring stuff.
Yep, absolutely. So by the way, when you're on Skool, this is your profile
Mm-hmm.
page. Make sure this has a lot of green
Okay.
because the more, so see today so far, I've done 22 activities. Yesterday, I did 142 activities. So
Okay.
123 on Friday,
Mm-hmm.
200 activities on Thursday. So the darker green this is, the more you show up, the more comfortable you get with Skool quicker.
Mhm.
Okay.
And Skool
So
also put you mm, School also put your group on this page where are the most groups, huh?
Also, by the way, on Google itself, when someone searches football FIFA license, your school group will rank pretty high.
Okay.
The more active you are on it, the more it might rank higher.
Mhm. Mhm. We want to make the name of the group. You know that I discuss it. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, um, how we can we maybe I know it's not important now the group's name, but I think when we start, I would like, because I searching a little bit on school and I see few groups of football, but the most of them it's football connected with the players. How you can learn to play football better and how you can accelerate your career like a football player. But nobody really, you see, nobody do it really. I would say professional, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think with our name, football agents or FIFA agent, I don't know, is it some possibility to see which word or which um, task will be most powerful, or just to start with some name and later we can change it,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Just start with some name because you can change it. Just don't do
Mm-hmm.
the URL. Don't change the URL. So here's how easy it is to change the group name.
Mm-hmm.
I can go right here and change this to anything, anytime.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So for the first week, keep it something, and then the next week, make it something else. And then but this right here, the URL, you can
Mm-hmm.
only change this one time.
Okay.
The URL is your name the most of time, or?
Well, no, this URL would be like for Mike, it's make once for this school group, it's school.com/games.
It's basically creating a web page for a new web page for us
Yeah.
with a
But
new URL.
the default, by the way, is so you go to general. The default just has the name that you put in and some numbers after it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, but I wouldn't worry about that just yet because the longer you wait, the better idea you'll have of what to name it.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, what works. That way we can find the correct URL which is catchy and which gets.
Let's say we start now with your link. We make the group. You open us this 29 euro extra coaching. Um, can can um, can Archie start to form the school
Yep.
with me
Yeah.
together, of course?
Yeah.
Um, in the basics, the structure, um, and can we have? We don't must to have it every second day, but can we have after 4 days again a Zoom call like now with you,
Yeah.
just to
Of
go through our school
course.
to see what you maybe have a idea what we can do better or what we can
Of course.
change a little bit on this.
That's why I'm
Okay.
here. That's why I'm here. So I would say right away after you make the school group, get Archie an account, make sure Archie has an account, and then make sure he's the admin. So let me see what
But Archie when I make the school group through your link, Archie is coming in the group and I put him like a admin, correct?
yep, yep. And there's how to make a member an admin or a moderator. So you go to settings, then you just go to members and you click the little settings wheel and change them to a moderator. So I'll show you right here.
I have also
So
one more question.
yeah, yeah. So
When
here's yeah. Go ahead.
when I make now in the school group, I make now the school group like free. Okay, I make the group for free. I can decide, did I put this people inside of the group? Because I don't want that in my group coming players. I don't want that in my group coming some people, don't understand me wrong, but in Africa, you know, everybody want to be an agent, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
I will do in the settings that they must to send us his LinkedIn profile, that I see what he is engaged in football, you know.
yeah. Here's how you do
Um,
that. You go to you go to plugins, and I'll show
mhm.
you how to do this. Just ask me when you get to this point, I'll show you, I'll make a little video for you or something. So membership questions, you say, what's your email? Or what's your LinkedIn profile? You know, are you a FIFA
Mhm.
agent? Or do you want to become a FIFA agent? And
Yeah.
here's where the membership requests will be right here.
Mhm.
So you can click this and approve or decline.
Yeah, and also I say honestly, we are worldwide 3 or 4 coaches for this FIFA exam. I don't want that some of this coaches coming in my school. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
want that they see what I do. You
yeah.
know,
So you definitely make it private.
the group.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Make it
yeah.
private for sure.
And then the second thing, when I have inside the guys who are coming in for free, and I have maybe the guys who come inside in the preparation course, you know, this for 2000, 2500. And I have the guys who is inside in my community for transfers, which is the best what they can do. When I make, like we have now, the community Zoom call, can I separate the free ones and the second ones that they cannot come in this call?
Yes, absolutely. I'll show you how to do that.
Okay.
So actually, that's why I like this group right here, Content Academy,
Mm-hmm.
because if you go to the calendar, see he
Mm-hmm.
has 3 calls, but they're all locked.
Mm.
And then there's
Mm-hmm.
the link to go buy it.
And when they go on the link, then they send him the login, huh?
Yeah, here's yeah, so when they buy right here, this is the $5,000 one. Yep.
We must have one sales or landing page to link the people there.
Yeah, yeah, I can help you do that. And I would use the System.io to do it. It's the easiest way.
Mm-hmm. You Archie,
Yeah.
you have experience with the System.io?
No, not yet, but let me just check.
It's very easy. I learned everything about copywriting from using System.io. It's just like, and you could use Thrivecart, you could use Stripe. You don't even need to use System.io. You could just use Stripe.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
But
Mike does.
did you know for a Thrivecart? Do you hear about Thrivecart?
Yeah, that's what he uses. I just haven't used it yet, so I don't know. I don't have experience with
I
it.
have this Thrivecart,
You could use that.
lifetime. Yeah,
Yeah,
lifetime.
use that.
Uh,
That's what he was using.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what Content Academy. He
Okay.
does.
Okay.
He does his things on Thrivecart.
Okay. 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 Good.
Yeah, see, check out Thrivecart. Yep. And by the way, this is just one sales page versus where other people would probably try to make a whole funnel. This is just, I would copy everything. If you want to use Thrivecart, copy everything. Have the testimonial, have, you know, the story. The big mistake most FIFA agents try to make is doing it themselves. That's why
Mhm.
I created this. Yeah, it's it's all there to copy, you know?
Okay. Okay. Archie, do you have some questions?
No, that's pretty much all. I just wanted to understand if I can be the admin, because I've gone through some, YouTube tutorials and understood how this thing actually works.
Bijan, is it for you okay? Let me think. Archie, do you have today time to start with the
Community
school?
building?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have, but I will need a couple of hours, like maybe 2-3 hours to set up my laptop. Once it's
Mhm.
all set up, then I can start working, quickly. It would be easier for me to.
Okay.
Archie's probably
Okay.
going to be the one, adding the, uh, if this, give it a second. Um, he's going to be the one adding in the community or the classroom section. There it is. Okay, so here's the classroom. Here's, a classroom course. This is a set. This is a module. So
Mhm.
Archie's probably going to add the links for you and organize this, I would bet.
Look, I would suggest next thing. I would suggest that I must now also go in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
5
And I
minutes,
should
10
probably,
minutes.
because this was
Yeah.
a really good Zoom call. I want to make sure it recorded.
Yeah. I would when I come back in 1 hour, on 1.5 hour, 1.5 hours. I will make the school community through your link.
Yes.
Yeah, no, you deserve it. And I will make Archie the
The admin.
admin, and Archie can
We'll
start to
take care
work.
from there. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe just Bijan, when you can be in mail or some connection with Archie, that when he have something important that they can connect with you.
Yeah. If you're in the group, you can just DM me any questions you have, Archie.
Okay.
Yes, for sure.
And yeah, just the school account, just think of it like your LinkedIn profile. Just make your school account, put a nice profile picture, put a nice bio.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, just make sure you join the group that you created right
Mhm.
away.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Awesome. Cool. I'm gonna save this recording because this was really awesome. And then I'll put you'll have the replay to watch to rewatch it again if you want.
Yeah. We have a long successful ride together. I'm
Yes.
sure.
Let's do it. Let's go all the way. $100,000 a month. That's easy.
Yes,
Yes.
we are also happy with a little bit less, but we know that's possible.
Yeah.
We
And
really
a
know
hundred
that's
a
possible.
hundred thousand dollars is just helping more people.
Yes. We
So
with this what I do with this community, it's really a huge accelerator for everybody. And you have so many agents which don't know what to do. They have the license, they work 2-3 years, but they don't know what to do, and we can also help them. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Well, I'm excited to see you both on the next call, and
Yeah.
I can't wait to see you there. So this was good. I'll see you all later.